So it looked like Caitlin Clark has showed her true feelings toward beat writer Scott Agnes.
I love Petty CC. Hey, Caitlin can't hide it, bro. She can't hide it, and I don't blame her. Yo, the GOAT, Caitlin Clark, damn near crashed out at the Anaconda.
Caitlin Clark just had one of the most awkward moments ever caught on camera, and the internet can't stop buzzing about it. At a prom event, a reporter tried for a friendly chat, but Clark gave nothing back, pure ice, complete with visible disgust, no eye contact, and an energy that made everyone watching wince. Compared to her usual interviews, the contrast was shocking.
Dude showed up out of nowhere, and you know when you know somebody, you like, they pop up at the house party uninvited, like, who told you to pull up? Scott Agnes showed up at the Annika like, hey, it's me, y'all. Oh.
Before we break this down, comment below. Have you ever dealt with someone at work or school who instantly kills the vibe the moment they show up? Let's hear your stories. Caitlin Clark was at a prom golf event, doing the usual media rounds, answering questions professionally. Then Scott Agnes from Fieldhouse Files approached for an interview, and the moment she realized who it was, her entire demeanor shifted. It wasn't subtle. Her reaction was full-on, a physical change that everyone watching could feel right through the screen.
Caitlin Clark has another pro-am behind her. I'm Scott Agnes of FieldhouseFiles.com here at Pelican Golf Club in Bel Air, Florida here on Wednesday afternoon, where Caitlin Clark just wrapped up another pro-am playing with Nelly Korda on the front nine, Lauren Wynn on the back nine, and an opportunity more than anything to hopefully bring attention to bring...
Let's set the scene. You know, that moment when someone you really don't want to see suddenly appears out of nowhere. Maybe it's a coworker who always brings negativity to every meeting, a family member who drains every gathering, or that person from school you've been avoiding for years. The second they show up, the whole vibe changes. Your smile fades, your responses get short, and it feels like a dark cloud has rolled in. That's exactly what happened here.
Caitlin, Scott Agnes, Fieldhouse Files. I'm just curious, what was it like to have that competitive juices running through you once again, even though and then also putting on a show as someone who knows the fans are here to see you?
Yeah, I mean, like, these are the things that you love, like being competitive, and even when I go out and play with family or friends or whoever, like, you make it competitive. Like, you don't just go out there and hit the ball. Like, you make a game out of it. You do have a 2v2, you do whatever. And I think that's what the fun part about golf. And, really with anything I do in life, I'm pretty competitive. So I probably wouldn't play golf if I didn't feel those competitive juices flowing. So that's...
Scott walks up, introduces himself as Scott Agnes from Fieldhouse Files, and asks Caitlin about her competitive juices at the golf event. A standard sports question. Nothing controversial. But her reaction says it all. Her head immediately drops, eyes to the ground. Zero eye contact. Every inch of her body language screams, "Why is this guy here?" She looks genuinely uncomfortable, as if she's calculating how to get through the interaction as fast as possible. Her answer is perfectly fine. She talks about being competitive, turning everything into a game, even with family and friends, and how that's just her nature. But the delivery is ice cold. No enthusiasm. No engagement. She's just going through the motions until she can escape. And the moment the question ends, relief floods her face. It's like she just survived an awkward elevator ride with an ex. The tension was palpable, and everyone watching felt it.
Messy off the tee. I need some lessons, but I honestly haven't played a ton, but it was fun. I think anytime you get to be out here and see these women do what they do really well, it's really inspiring and it's really fun. Obviously, this isn't the environment that I'm usually in, so it's kind of a challenge and something fun that I love that I get to do. So just really thankful that Annika and Gamebridge have me out here, and yeah, just a lot of fun. The weather turned out to be pretty nice, so everybody's like, sorry that it's kind of cold. I'm like, no, like, it was snowing in Indy.
Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Immediately after that icy interaction, another reporter from Visit St. Pete Clearwater approaches Caitlin, asking if she and her teammates got to do anything fun in the area. The transformation is instant. Caitlin lights up like a Christmas tree. Huge smile, direct eye contact, engaged, warm, and friendly. She talks about vacationing there growing up, how her family owns places on the nearby beach, and how she was pointing out landmarks to teammate Lexi Hull on the flight in. The contrast is brutal. Same person, same event, just minutes apart, but the energy couldn't be more different. With the second reporter, she's animated, giving detailed personal anecdotes, completely at ease. With Scott Agnes, she barely looked at him and gave only the bare minimum to avoid being overtly rude. So why the dramatic difference? Anyone following the Indiana Fever and Caitlin closely likely already knows. Scott Agnes has been involved in two major controversies this past season that probably didn't sit well with Caitlin or her fan base. First, there was the infamous Dark Side incident where he referred to Fever fans, especially Caitlin supporters, as bringing negativity, essentially calling the fan base toxic. Whether or not he was right isn't the point. The issue is that Caitlin's passionate fan base has been instrumental in boosting WNBA attention and viewership. Calling them a dark cloud wasn't going to win her over. Caitlin cares deeply about her image and her fans, and she remembers when someone publicly disrespected them. The second controversy is even bigger. Scott reported an ankle injury the Fever organization was trying to keep quiet. This wasn't a public update. He broke the story behind a paywall, revealing information the team didn't want out. From a journalistic standpoint, reporting injuries is standard, but from Caitlin's perspective, it caused problems, creating division among fans and tension with the team. That history explains why her energy with Scott was cold, while with another reporter it was completely different. People immediately started questioning why the injury was kept quiet, and conspiracy theories began to swirl, turning a manageable situation into unnecessary chaos. Caitlin has to look at Scott and think about the drama his reporting caused, the division among her fans, the tension it created around an issue the team was handling internally. Then he shows up at a prom golf event, introduces himself with his outlet's name, and expects a warm welcome. Not happening. Her body language says it all. Caitlin knows exactly who Scott Agnes and Fieldhouse Files are, and without being overtly rude, she makes it clear she's not giving him the same energy she offers other reporters. No shout-outs, no enthusiasm, just the bare minimum professionalism. Imagine if someone she actually liked or a reporter she had a good relationship with showed up. Her reaction would have been completely different. Big smile, positive energy, maybe even a longer, engaging conversation. But with Scott, it's purely about getting through the question as quickly and painlessly as possible. She's not causing a scene, refusing to answer, or being openly hostile, but she's also not faking enthusiasm or pretending everything's fine. The contrast between her interviews makes it crystal clear. She's perfectly capable of warmth and engagement, as shown with the Visit St. Pete Clearwater reporter, but with Scott, she deliberately holds back. That choice speaks volumes about how she feels regarding his coverage of her team and her fans. From Scott's perspective, it has to sting. He's a credentialed reporter covering the Fever, doing his job, asking legitimate questions, yet the star player he covers can barely stand to look at him. That's not exactly the foundation of a great working relationship. But this icy interaction is also the result of Scott's previous reporting choices. Actions have consequences, and one of them is Caitlin Clark giving him the coldest interview of his career. Unsurprisingly, the internet went wild. People compared the two interviews side by side, noting every detail, the lack of eye contact with Scott versus sustained eye contact with the other reporter, the forced smile versus the genuine smile, the clipped short answers versus long, personal responses. Social media detectives weighed in, and the consensus was clear. Caitlin does not like Scott Agnes. Some defended him, arguing he was just doing his job as a reporter, while others sided completely with Caitlin, pointing to his dark side comments and the injury reporting as crossing the line. The debate got heated, as internet debates about Caitlin always do, but the interaction itself is undeniable. Watch the video, compare it to her other interview, and the conclusion is the same. Caitlin isn't a fan of Scott Agness and isn't trying to hide it. This also raises questions about the athlete-media relationship. Athletes are expected to be professional and courteous, even with reporters they don't like, but they're human. If a reporter offends you or reveals information you feel should remain private, are you obligated to treat them the same as everyone else? Caitlin chose subtle ice. She didn't refuse the interview, walk away, or say anything disrespectful, but her demeanor made it clear she wasn't enjoying the conversation. She handled it professionally while still signaling her feelings. Scott got his interview and content, but also a public demonstration of how Caitlin feels about him, now all over the internet for everyone to see. Whether this affects how he covers the team going forward remains to be seen, but one thing is certain: he's not getting a shout-out on the New Heights podcast anytime soon. That's the story of Caitlin Clark's extremely awkward reporter interaction. Body language doesn't lie, and this one screamed discomfort from start to finish. If you enjoyed this breakdown, like, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments on who handled the situation better.